Let's now take a look at the so-called greenhouse gas balance framework. As you can quite clearly see in this graphic, the greenhouse gas balance framework constitutes an overview of the various possibilities for CO2 balancing. First we have, as already mentioned, the corporate carbon footprint. That footprint incorporates the gathering of raw materials, procurement of materials, or purchasing of materials, as well as product manufacturing, and finally sale and distribution. On the side of the product footprint, we have of course consumption of the final product, and tied in with that, the product life cycle, which naturally marks the end of product consumption. When we juxtapose the corporate carbon footprint with the product footprint, we can also speak of a cross-function of logistics at all levels. But let's take a closer look at these two footprints now. When we are calculating a product carbon footprint, or PCF for short, we must remember that it must also incorporate the entire product life cycle. That means every step from raw material procurement up to recycling or disposal. In other words, we must consider the corporate carbon footprint together with all its underlying levels such as raw material gathering, material procurement, product manufacturing, and product distribution. Depending on system limitations, we must also consider suppliers, transportation, and delivery to their full extent. Let's now move on to the corporate carbon footprint, which we can also call CCF for short. Here we must take into account all immediate as well as indirect CO2 emission equivalents caused by the respective company or corporation. In order to compute this balance, it is necessary to mention that the methodology of the Greenhouse Gas Protocol's Scopes 1 to 3 must be included in the assessment procedure.